Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer and this is some more TrainSim. We are on the, let me find the name of it. So it took me a while to set this up. The Lenton-on-Sea branch, available on the Steam Workshop, as many of the routes you'll see in here are. As you can see, it's huge. You can find it in the description below. We are doing a short run from Lenton-on-Sea here. It should be about half an hour to get to Quadbury Platform 1. Now, the reason I've picked this part of the route is because most of it it's a work in progress route. It is unscenified in certain places, or at least not finished in certain places. At least that's what I got from the developer's spiel on the Steam page. Obviously, if you go that way, if you go the way that I'm looking down the track, we'll come to the locomotive in a second. If you go the way I'm looking down the track, that is fully sceneried down to Mícheál station. There's a run on this of about 104 miles you can do as a quick drive from Mícheál platform 1 to Mícheál platform 3, because it's a big loop, and that'll take you around, well, it'll take you about 104 miles. So the locomotive we are using is the Steam Sound Supreme and Victory Works dual project GWR 7200 280. Correction, 4200 280. I've got my little book of, oh no, things are being moved for the move. I don't have my little railway book with me, but it's a here's a picture of it in real life and some basic stats. So it's a lovely locomotive to drive this, and I believe this is unique. I believe this is the only 280 locomotive in the world. We are pulling a load of cables. I don't know why. I haven't come up with a pretext for this, but we're just pulling them. Okay, that's just a thing we're doing. We're pulling them. Insulated cables, British Insulated Cables Limited from Erith in Kent. We're pulling them because I thought, well, it's a goods locomotive. It might as well be good to pull goods. Traditionally, it would pull coal in Wales, is where they were very popular. But away we go. Should be about, we're about half an hour away, basically 18 miles away, as you can see down below me from Quadbury Platform. It's going to be a non-stop run, but we're going to go slowly because, of course, we are pulling a freight train, so we won't be hitting the speed limit of 60 mph at the moment as it is. But this route, I've had lots of little runs on it to try and decide on a route for this, a run for this, and it's brilliant. I would highly recommend you download it if you haven't. It does require about 4 DLC, but most of them are similar to ones you would have had if you've downloaded the routes that I've shown you so far in this series. A couple of notes on the TrainSim stuff actually. Obviously there'll be a lot more coming back. Sodor Snippets is coming back. I don't know what route I'm going to do next, because the main line is still not finished. In fact, there's a lot of unfinished stuff, but let me know in the comments if you prefer to see it finished, or if you just want to see, you know, work in progress bits of the route, because I'll happily show you work in progress bits of the route, just so long as you guys understand it is work in progress, and you know it's not finished. It will be better, scenerified, etc. So please do let me know in the comments below if you're one of the Sodor Snippets fans. I'm also going to start playing some of the traditional career mode stuff on TrainSim, actually running some trains properly and doing some actual driving. As part of this series. It was originally just going to be the Steam Workshop routes, but I thought, no, let's you know, I really enjoy playing TrainSim for you guys. I've got a lot of locomotives now, a lot of different routes, a lot of different rolling stock, and it'd be nice to show them off and use them for something productive, like this YouTube channel. So let me know in the comments if there's any particular routes you want to see. I've got a fair few. Obviously, I will continue to showcase Steam Workshop routes. I'll continue to look for them. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff coming up with TrainSim. But again, let me know in the comments basically what you guys want to see, and I shall try and give you as much or as close to what you want as is possible. We're going to jump into the GWR Toad brake fan at the back of this now. Yeah, so no, this route is really nice. It's very, very nice. It's quite a coastal route. It fits mostly green diesels and BR. Late BR steam locomotives, but I just think everything looks better. I mean, I'm a fan of all steam locomotives, but if I had to pin my colours to a mast, if I had to pin my colours to a mast, I'd say GWR, mainly because of where I live. You know, I was brought up in Kidderminster, one of the termini of the Severn Valley Railway. and you know, still in Leamington, very much GWR territory there. And I've got to be honest, I mean, you will see other GWR, you'll see other non-GWR stock in this series. I can guarantee you that, because there are some lovely little locomotives that I've got. But get that out of the way. Sorry, just adjusting my moving my cursor. But yeah, look at the scenery here. But I just think that going back to what I was saying about the GWR locomotives, I just think other engines had lovely curves and lovely liveries and stuff like that, but I just think the GWR stuff just looks that little bit more graceful. Personally, have I used a non-GWR locomotive in this? Have I? I mean, the DMU in the last one, in the Hamilton branch, but yes, of course, the Great Marquess in the very first one, LAR K4260. But yes, you'll see a lot of different locomotives. I'm not ruling out American routes. I'm certainly not ruling out American routes. In fact, there's a couple of routes that you guys may have missed from the Steam downloads page, the DLC stuff. Like there's the wonderful South African route, a couple of lovely South African routes that I'll probably do a quick run on at some point. But you'll see some of those stuff in the Sodor snippets. Not giving too much away there, but you might see little bits of that. So we're now heading through Lenton West, which is obviously another part of Lenton-on-Sea, and I do believe we're going to now. Oh no, we're not going to swing off. I thought I'd have to slow us down a little bit, but they were only doing 36 miles an hour. I mean, it's still going over the limit for a freight like this. It's not a fitted freight, obviously, but still, for an unfitted freight, I'm probably going really over the speed limit. But you know, never mind. If I crash, I crash. I've done it before. Did it at Halloween. Why not crash in real life as well? Obviously, not aiming to crash. So they're about 16 miles away, but I love the detailing in this scenery. It's absolutely lovely, and it does feel like a real route. Again, one of the reasons that I started this series is to show you guys some of the best workshop and UK TrainSim, basically the best free routes out there. So that you guys obviously, because obviously Dovetail Games, from all the problems they have given TrainSim fans since they bought the franchise when it used to be Railworks, but all the problems they've given us, the one thing I will say is they have given us some very good routes actually, although most of them are third party, because Dovetail Games seem to not want to develop for their own game apart from the multiplayer stuff, which is the TrainSim world, which I might get on. I'm not sure, again it depends how finances work in the next couple of months, but obviously if I can get on it I will. But and obviously if any of you do have TrainSim world, let me know and we can probably game together, have a little run around ourselves. So but I still don't know what the full ins and outs of that whole shebang are, frankly. Actually, yeah, let me know in the comments what you feel about Dovetail Games' handling of this game, because honestly I think it's, thank God for third-party developers, because this game would suck without them. Dovetail Games do not, they've never been very good at looking after the old-timey fans. It's like, you know, they bring out these updates, and maybe this is just me being a bit entitled, and it could well be, but you know, when they bring out the big updates to the game, and they say, you know, well, you've got, when you buy TrainSim in this current state as a new person, you get this route, and this route completely free. If you've had the game for God knows how long, I got this at university, in my third year of university, so we're going back 2009. So you know, I've had the game for 8 years. I've supported this pretty much from when it was just Rail Sim, or Kuju Rail Simulator, as it was originally. You know, and for Dovetail Games to turn around to me and say, and you who've supported us for the last 8 years, you must pay a slightly reduced price. Now, it's good that they reduced the price, you know, I'm not complaining about that, but personally I think we should get at least some of the updates, some of the routes for free. I don't expect to get all 3 of them, but you know, maybe if you say you can now choose which route you get for free, okay, I'll have that one. I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit, basically a middle finger up to the guys that have had the game for a long time. I know we get it at a reduced price, you know, and I appreciate that is something, but I don't know. Maybe, like I said at the start of that little rant, maybe I am just being entitled. You know, maybe I'm just expecting something for nothing, which you shouldn't do in any age, let alone the modern one. So you know, but a little bit of stuff from Dovetail Game. But then again, I suppose the reduced rates are a little bit of stuff, so I can't really complain. Let's have a look at this beautiful, beautiful 42XX locomotive, currently running around at 37 or nearly 38 miles an hour through Mirewood. Do we turn off soon? We must turn off reasonably soon. Centre player, where am I? No, we don't turn off. Must be going round the long route, which is fine by me. But yeah, so no, obviously, I think this is a really nice. Please do just go and check out. Obviously, check out the route as well, but check out this particular locomotive in the description below, because you can get it's the 280 you buy the main pack for, and then get the 282 as a very reasonably priced. I'm talking about £3 add-on, or it's the other way around. You get the 282 for the main add-on, and then you get 280 as the sort of supplementary add-on. I think that's the way around it. I think it's the 72XX you get first. You get the big 282, which again is a unique class, mainly found in South Wales. That's it all. And there goes something. But yes, no. I think it's really well done. I think it's really well designed. It's the perfect GWR whistle. Heard that many times. In fact, the sounds, as you'd expect, coming from Steam Sound Supreme, which if you haven't checked out their website, check it out in the description below as well. They do a lot of good add-ons for other people's train sims. They work a lot with Victory Works, I think. And there's some really nice stuff on there. The cab is, again, it's standard GWR. I think that's the thing I like about GWR, is that they all look similar and yet at the same time unique. Like, you could be in a 262 Prairie here with this, or you could be, you know, it's not a dissimilar shape to the old City of Truro and stuff, the city class locomotives. I had to think about that. My railway knowledge is slipping. I do apologise, YouTube. But yeah, so no, we're rocketing along now. We need to put the reverser back forwards a little bit. But then, you know, 37 mph is probably reasonable for a freight such as this. You wouldn't expect it to rush along the track. Traditionally, this is a very easy load for this. Traditionally, it would be pulling big, heavy coal. South Wales on steep inclines, Rhondda Valley and places like that. Cardiff is another big place where you'd find these sorts of... Cardiff and Swansea, this is where you'd sort of find these sort of locomotives. And let's give it some pace. Let's open the taps a little bit, shall we? See if we can hit 40. This is Tudor House Crossing. I'm guessing there's a Tudor House in it. There it is. There's a Tudor House. So yeah. Does pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. That's a road, isn't it? Oh no, is it a road or is it more track? It's a single piece of track. I'll double check where that comes from. This is almost American style countryside. This sort of wide flat prairie with the. Let's have a look, see where we are on the route thus far. There's Tudor House Crossing. Oh, it's the link to the Purbeck Colliery branch. Like I said, there's quite a lot of stuff that you won't see in this run on this line. If you want to see more on the channel, let me know from this particular route. But also, I would genuinely recommend you go and download the route from Steam on the DLC on the workshop. It's well worth. There's a lot. If you're a scenario editor, there's a lot of stuff here. And I would actually, as a call, I can do scenarios, but obviously once you've done them, you kind of know how they play. So while it's fun making your own scenarios, it's less fun to play them. So as a call, please do make some scenarios. If you are a scenario builder, make some scenarios for this route. Oh, look at that! Lovely, lovely route editing here. Run underneath this bridge. Let's have a watch from the side of the track. Now, I hate this with the number 4 view. It always gives you a sort of over the track view rather than, you know, you have to really work to get a side of the track view. Come on. There was one there, I missed it. Just hold on to the button and see what it takes us. No, it's all going to be over the top. Also, I just wanted to see this beautiful, graceful goods engine come flying past us. I think I've actually been pulled behind one of these on the Severn Valley Railway, actually. And that's why... Ah, such an evocative sound, the GWR whistle. But then, steam engines in general are quite evocative. Actually, there's something. Obviously, these videos are quite popular with you guys. They got a lot of. I love doing them, obviously. But you know, they're quite popular with you guys, and these are the ones I get the most fan interaction with. So you know, let me know in the comments what your favourite steam locomotive is that's available on Steam, on Railworks. TrainSim, sorry, Railworks. God, that's going back to old versions of it. But also, you know, let me know what your favourite steam locomotive or locomotive in general is outside of this as well. Because I'll try and get, you know, I've had mine, the 14XX, the 042 GWR. But you know, so I'll try and get those on the channel so you can all see your favourite locos running around. Obviously, we'll also find a bigger route where I can do things with Mallard, the Flying Scotsman, GWR Kings, the City of Truro, Leander, famous locomotives like that. So the Southern Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway 7Fs. You know, obviously some of the big ones are going to come on here. But you know, let me know what your favourites are, and I shall see if we can get them in. Oh, this is, again, look at this beautiful scenery. So detailed, so detailed. That could have just been a nice little empty land, but he's put such a wonderful amount of work into this, the developer. I'm saying he, I'm assuming it's a he. It could be a girl, I don't know, or a woman I should say. It could be a female of the species. There are many, many good and very, very passionate female railway fans, and if you are one, please do let me know. Oh, Duck Pond Crossing, right next to the Duck Pond, unsurprisingly. But yeah, so we're about, how far away are we now? About 20 minutes away from our destination, so, you know, we've made some progress. So we're going to go round a big curve in a second. In fact, here is the big curve, and that will take us through Oak Junction, which you can either go this way to presumably a portal, just at the end of the route, or you can then go the way we're going, which will take you through to places like Pope Street and Quadbury. So are we on the curve yet? No, here is the curve. But yeah, so from this point on, I'm not sure how much of this route is fully sceneried. I'm not sure. The scenery is complete from a lot of it, according to the developer. So hopefully it won't be completely dead green scenery, which again is not a problem. Sometimes it's nice to just run a train. You don't care about the scene. You just want to sort of. It's like when you build a model railway. You sort of, you know, you put the track down. You're like, well, I want to run a train on it. Oh, but it doesn't look quite. It's not finished. And I want to run my trains, damn it. And so I shall. But, oh, we're cutting down the time now. Yeah, it's going to be less than 20 minutes, probably about 15 at the rate we're going, because we're managing to hold a steady 38.3 miles an hour, which is perfectly adequate for a goods train such as this. I mean, the towed brake van, I think it's pointed the wrong way. Traditionally, that would point that way. But then this has been done by professional developers, so who am I to question? I also love. The GWR had so many unique little things. It was a very unique company from the start. When, you know, going back to Brunel's dual gauge. Oh, having a few problems here. What's gone on, TrainSim? What's the problem? Oh, hello. And TrainSim has frozen, which is utterly joyful in every sense of the word. Hi guys, we're back. We've had to cut quite a large corner because for whatever reason my version of TrainSim does not like this bit over here in the slightest. Does not like Oak Junction platform at all. Don't know if that's a problem with this or with my particular version of TrainSim, but either way we've jumped to Pope Street here and we're just going to finish off the little run we have to Quadbury platform 1. So we're going to get straight off. Maybe not going at 70, maybe not opening the throttle quite that quickly. I can't remember what I was talking about before it froze, but basically, go check out this route. It is worth it. I think that's more my TrainSim, although as we all know, being TrainSim players, TrainSim is horrifically unstable as a game. It breaks so often, which is a shame, because it's a lovely game. It does its job beautifully. It's probably the best train simulation game that's ever existed. But of course, that all started back with Microsoft TrainSim. Hands up in the comments who played Microsoft TrainSim right here. I had the original one back in 2000 odd or whatever it was. remember my mum spent a whole day, because I wasn't very computer literate at the time, and my mum had to learn a lot of stuff very quickly to make sure that game worked, because it took a while on her old computer, but there were lots of good routes for that. In fact, there was a Severn Valley Railway route for that, which I wish someone would do for this. I think Steam Sound Supreme are trying to work on one, or are currently working on one, but it needs a lot of DLC, some of which I don't have, otherwise I would be playing the fuck out of that. I'd be like, I live there, I've been there, I've walked past there. But one day that'll happen. I'll be able to afford the DLC that it requires. I think it's like the London to Weymouth route or something like that, I can't remember. But it's also currently at the moment only in the beta testing stage, so I don't think I could do it anyway. But, oh, here we go. Ah, my speed, yeah, I'm speeding. Oh, we're going onto a single track bit of line, which we would have done, I'm fairly sure, regardless of what route we'd taken. No, we're going, we're going on the loop. That will then bring us to, well, that needs to, oh, it will do. Of course it will change. It's a preset route. But yeah, so we're currently going on a bit of a loop to get us back onto the main line. That's another thing with this game, it's, with this particular route, all stations lead to each other. You will always find a way from one to t'other, which is brilliant. I wish I could find out what went wrong there. It could just be a fault with TrainSim. We all, like I said, we all know how unstable this game is as a platform on occasion, and I say on occasion, but I mean all the fucking time. But yeah, so yeah, as I said earlier, let me know in the comments if you don't mind seeing the Sodor route with minimal scenery. I mean, all the height mapping's done pretty much, except in certain places. But you know, there are certain bits I can show you that are all good, just they don't have scenery. But you can see that the fundamentals of the route. Obviously, the track is there, station scenery is there, very basically. Not always passenger little things, but the minor things of the route aren't there. But basically, yeah, the route itself, the track is pretty much all sorted, apart from one little bit which I'm currently reworking to make to extend a bit of modeller's license, is I suppose the way you'd put it. So yes, we're now heading. We're going to go through Pottisham Bay, which is just here. So presumably that is also near the coast. And then we're going to run down this little bit of line here to Quadbury, which is, this is a bit of line we wouldn't have seen if we hadn't crashed. So, I mean, we didn't crash, the game crashed. So, you know, all good things, I suppose. You know, everything happens for a reason, and maybe this is a lovely, maybe this is going to be my favourite bit of scenery ever. I mean, it does look nice. This has a little, oh, this has a little touch of Scotland about it. The Mallaig line. Slow that down then. Let's go and have a look at this in detail. Oh, this is lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed, and actually does quite suit the GWR loco that we're driving as we run through the station at Pottisham Bay. Very nice. Actually, you know what? I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we went this way. I mean, we could have come this way if I'd preset the route myself, because we could have come from Lenton-on-Sea there. We could have come up through this way along the colliery branch, which would have brought us out just over there. So, you know, we could have done that, and you can do that when you download the route, which I strongly suggest you do. It's a lovely little route. I say it's lovely little. It's a lovely route, well made. Get that cursor off the screen. There we go. Let's look at this GWR locomotive in all its glory, running through the trees. Look at it, beautiful thing. All these lovely lines, all this brilliant design, and it's designed to carry coal, the literal lifeblood of Britain and the railways at the time. I mean, of course, it did horrific damage to the ozone layer, but you know, we'll gloss over that for now. Just take the throttle down to 0 while we run in towards this 35-mile-an-hour speed limit zone. Give another toot of the whistle. No reason for it. There's no whistle thing, so I'd probably be told off officially. But where does that little bit of route go? Oh, that goes back into Pope Street Platform 1. So you could just do a full circle, Pope Street up to Pottisham Bay and then back. There's a little scenario for the for a very small engine, like a GWR 14XX. Just saying, an 042 would suit that kind of train perfectly. Obviously, that used to be the route through to the other place, but they've obviously. Oh no, that used to be a route to somewhere else. Okay, let's see where that would have gone then. Oh no, it was just back through to the other place. They obviously just moved it, probably for a better, historically, probably for a better gradient or something. They often did that. Rerouted the track to find a better gradient. Oh, okay, maybe needed to just drop the speed properly now, because we're about to rejoin the main line where we would have come from. We would have come from down there if we'd carried on, if it hadn't crashed, but as I said, it did crash. But that now means we get to see this bit of the route. We're only 2 miles away, so we're only what 6 minutes away, I think. So I'll probably give it a bit of gas, but not too much, as we run along this to Quadbury Platform 1 and finally drop off these cables for whatever reason. Let's not start pulling threads on the reason. So yeah, we would have come along this bit of track through oh, I thought it had frozen again there. If it freezes again, we'll just call it wherever we are, but it would have come through Pope Street, would have come from this direction through Oak Junction, but we didn't, because of fate, maybe fate. But yeah, so this is the route we've taken, and we've got there in the end, hopefully. It's obviously loading up a lot of assets. It's loading up so much right now. I'm getting 436 frames per second, and not as in 436 frames per second. There we go, sorted itself out. Kind of. Come on, TrainSim. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Figure it out. Figure it out. Work it through. Just push. Just push. Okay, there we go. Back up to 25 FPS, which is not bad. It's not great. It's not 60, but you know, it's not bad. 1.8 miles away, so I will start slowing soon for the stop at Quadbury Platform 1. There is no... I don't think there's a good... Is there a good yard at Quadbury? I don't think there is. No, there isn't. And then there's Quadbury reversing loop, so you can go to Quadbury and then run all the way back down to Lenton-on-Sea or Ashy. But look at this, there's a lot of stuff in this route. It's a very long old route. I would strongly recommend you grab it if you can. But yeah, like I said, if you could, the whole thing is about 52 miles in length. So if you do the whole lot, you can do a round trip for 104 miles an hour. It takes you a fair bit of time. I didn't complete the round trip. I will at some point do the round trip. I don't know whether I'll do the round trip with you guys. Maybe, if you really request it, I shall do the round trip with a passenger train. Probably quite a big passenger train that you stop at certain places. But yeah, the fact that there's that dump that happened twice between the first part of this episode and the second part of this one. So I just don't think my computer likes that bit of the route. But I can set it up properly. So yeah, oh, here we go. Quadbury Platform 1 is now on that little view screen at the bottom, the HUD. Here we go, that's a nice little call into the station. 0.7 miles before we reach Quadbury Platform 1. So this must be Quadbury then. Looks nice. There's the station, just next to my face. Literally, just there. Just there. Can you see it? You should be able to see it clearly now. But again, the detailing on this route scenery is really nice. Like, for example, okay, I know it's close to the track. I didn't have to go into all this detail here. Like, just look at that. He's used football goalposts to. That must be that's a horse riding thing. But again, he didn't have to do that. But still. You know, he did, and it just adds that little bit of depth to a route, and that's one of the things I'm really aiming to do with these videos for TrainSim. Show you guys some of the best routes that you can get for free to use your TrainSim with. So as we pull into this station, sort of no, don't release. Need to pull my there we go. Let's stick the brakes on. There we go. It'll start slowing soon as we pull into platform 1. Even just look, you can see the little bits of fencing at the end of the platform. Just little stuff like that that people tend to forget. Even I, well, I say even I'm not a great route builder by any stretch of the imagination. But there's stuff like that I haven't put into my solo route, which I will do when I get to the final detailing stage. Okay, but let's slow the fuck down. I'm gonna have to slam it in reverse. I've done that poorly. Stick the sand on. Well done, I've reached the end of it. Well, that's fine. You know what, we did it. So, yes, well, we'll just call that a success. I fail miserably at stuff like that. I'm no good at stopping the train, which is probably why I'm not a train driver, an engine driver in real life. But yes, do check out, there you can see the IDC route map, Lenton-on-Sea Branch Line 1960s. Check it out in the description below. Or signal past the danger twice. Oopsie daisy. Check it out in the description below. Check out the 4200 5205 class in the description below. Check out Steam Sound Supreme in the description below. Obviously, I haven't linked it, but I shall let you know what DLC that route requires. Check out the other TrainSim I've done in the description below. Check out the Sodor snippets in the description below. But yeah, so like I said, anything I've asked for in the comments, please do let me know what your favourite locomotives are, what routes you want to see, which is your favourite railway company, be it British or anywhere else. And yeah, I shall, like I said, if you let me know what you want to see, please do, please do let me know, and I shall do my best to incorporate into a video for you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I was me, that was TrainSim on the Lenton-on-Sea Branch Line from the Steam Workshop. See you very soon, guys. Goodbye. They've obviously done their research. If you're making a route, you can find a lot of old railway plans. Look at things like Railway Modeller, the magazine, or any modelling magazine. Other ones are available. I'm not being sponsored by Railway Modeller or not at all. Although Railway Modeller, if you're listening, Pico through and through. But what am I doing? What was that? Oh god. Never mind, eh?